So World of Warcraft is for the first time ever, at least from an official standpoint, is getting what they are calling an official Pride event, which is based on an unofficial community run that has raised money for a certain LGBTQ organization for the last 12 years. Now, this is being celebrated by all the typical outlets, all the typical accounts, right? Like journalists and stuff like that, being celebrated as a major win, right? Major, major win. This is exactly what World of Warcraft needs to bring back its players. So let's kind of talk about this to see where exactly this came from. So World of Warcraft is getting its first official proper Pride event. And the neatest part, it's based on a community-run event that's been raising money for LGBTQ charities for years. The Running of the Trolls is an event that's been active on the US Feathermoon server for 12 years, which was held by the larger group Warcraft Cares. It sees players rolling up with a troll to traditionally Silvermoon. The event raises money for the Trevor Project. Can I just say the irony of something being LGBTQ focused and people choosing to utilize trolls to represent that? I mean, does anybody, am I by myself on that one? You know? I feel, I feel that there is a level of irony to be had there. But anyway, whatever. Let's just keep talking about it. So it sees players rolling up with a troll to traditionally Silvermoon. The event raises money for the Trevor Project, which provides crisis services to LGBTQ youth alongside research, advocacy, and education. If I'm not mistaken, the Trevor Project this is the part they're not going to tell you. The Trevor Project, I believe, is also a company that advocates for the transing and hormonal changes of basically children 13 years and older. So basically, kids under the age of 18 also get affected by this. I'm almost positive that's the case, but, you know, what do I know, I guess. But let's continue. So given Silvermoon's bid remade for Midnight, the group will need to pick a new location this year as you need to have access to the expansion to get there. The Burning Crusade version still is accessible, but it takes some doing that make logistics a nightmare. Either way, there'll be an alternative for folks who can't make it to Feathermoon Darkspear Dash, which lasts from June 27th to June 29th. And see players joining the Darkspear trolls as they celebrate individuality and identity. Bro, again, the trolls that are being, like, they're utilizing trolls as a means to push LGBTQ stuff. It's just amazing to me, bro. It's fucking incredible. Like, what are we doing? Like, of all the races, bro, of all the races, you choose trolls. Like, the irony doesn't escape me. Anyway. All right. Anyway. Let's be serious. In a thread on the WoW subreddit, Run founder Dravy writes, just for background, the Darkspear Dash micro holiday is based on the Running of the Trolls, a yearly community event run by Warcraft Cares. Started in 2016 and is held every June to benefit the Trevor Project as a civic event to the Gnome Run. I can't comment on everything that's still in the development stage as being data mined, but it's been a long process since I first talked with the dev team about 2 years ago about possibly developing a troll run holiday. Data mining shared by Wowhead suggests that players will be able to get a tabard and a rainbow toy for participating in a special version of the run. Wow, rainbow toy. That's great. That's awesome. But given we're a few months out, it's unclear what the specifics will actually be. Either way, it's a sweet gesture on Blizzard's behalf, especially when other MMOs, cough, cough, have been seen winding down Pride events, aka Final Fantasy 14, by the way. It's also just something I like about the genre. MMOs thrive as a result of their community, so to see a community event actually become integrated into the game as its own proper little holiday bash is genuinely heartwarming. I wonder if you would feel that it's heartwarming if there was a straight Pride event or something where like straight people got together in World of Warcraft and talked about how great it was to be straight, and they were given like a straight toy, like whatever that would look like, instead of a rainbow toy. I don't know. They were given like something normal? Like, how exactly would that work? Would you still feel like it is a sweet gesture? For some reason, I feel like you probably wouldn't. Would you still feel like it's the result of a thriving community and how it's heartwarming? Would you be using words like heartwarming with that? I highly doubt that you would. Right? Like, I think it's safe to say that these people would have a massive problem with this stuff. They would probably end up trying to crash it. They would probably end up trying to cancel it to some extent. They would probably be reaching out to Blizzard devs, going on the forums, bitching about it. Right? Like, it wouldn't be so heartwarming after all. It wouldn't be such a sweet gesture. But again, it's all about the hypocrisy of it, right? Like, for me personally, you think I give a fuck about these events? No. If I was still playing World of Warcraft and I saw these events, I would literally laugh at it. I don't give a shit. I would laugh at it. What I don't like is the hypocrisy. What I don't like is the selective nature of it, where they say, okay, well, these people can have their event, but you guys, you can't have your event. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not allowed. That's bigotry. Right? Like, if you want to have your event celebrating your own sexuality or whatever, well, that's bigotry, my guy. I'm sorry. Nobody wants that bigotry here. Right? Like, I don't like that shit. That's where I start getting annoyed. All right, because otherwise it is what it is. Like, it's fine. Like, if everybody can get their own opportunity, fine. Like, if you want to make this into a big thing, all right. But if I got to see your gay shit, then that means you got to see my straight shit. And if you start complaining about my straight shit, well, then that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem, because we're not allowed to complain about the gay shit. You show us all the time. So why are we like? Why is that only allowed one way? It kind of makes you question it, you know? So, but in any case, it is Blizzard and Activision that have decided to make this an official thing. Okay. It is no longer going to be just a community thing on one server. It's going to be an official thing on all servers, it seems like. And you will be able to participate in it. So if anybody still plays World of Warcraft, do let us know how amazing it is when it actually releases. Take screenshots. Take lots of pictures. Show us that rainbow toy. Show us that rainbow. It's garbage. Yeah, I know. It's because it's normal. They hate normal. Well, yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, it's, again, at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, they care more than I ever will. Right? So they care more about their sexuality. They care more about, like, constantly doing these pride events and shit. They care more about that than I ever will. And that's fine. That's fine, right? You're allowed to care about certain things more than I care about it. That's fine. Right? I don't let myself be the final judge for what people should care about in terms of real life, what people should care about. But my thing is, like, if I wanted to set up a straight pride event, the moment you start bitching about that, I'm calling hypocrisy. And then they'll gaslight you and they'll say, well, we're marginalized. Says who? Last I checked, marginalized people don't get their own fucking parades. Last I checked, marginalized people don't get their own fucking special treatment. Last I checked, what it means to be marginalized is not whatever the fuck you're trying to put out right now. That's not what marginalized means, you know? But it's all about gaslighting you. It's a believing what why they're marginalized and all that shit. You know, and then they'll say, well, systematically we're marginalized. So they're trying to say, like, well, we're not marginalized now, but systematically we were. You know, like, in history we were, back in the day, nobody liked us. Yeah, well, that's back in the day, bro. What about now? What about now? They already have rainbow toys in the game. Yeah, exactly. So what's going to be so special about this rainbow toy? What is going to make this rainbow toy become pride? Like, what is that? What is that going to be? I just wonder what that's going to be. Ask a Christian in Africa what being marginalized is like. Well, again, the word marginalized doesn't mean you get all this special shit. You're not marginalized at that point if you're doing that, But hey, this is a prime example of where World of Warcraft is at and where it has been. It's a prime example of how it's been taken over. I mean, you guys have seen some of the new leadership that's involved in WoW. We did a video on that woman, I forgot her name, about how she said that World of Warcraft needs to be for everybody. Remember when they said that they wish that they didn't call it World of Warcraft because it sounds too toxic? It sounds too intimidating, apparently. Warcraft sounds intimidating, guys. They wish they named it something different. This is what it leads to. Where now it's like, well, we want Warcraft to be for everybody. It already was. It already was. You guys killed that. How do you think World of Warcraft became the biggest MMO in history? It's because it already was for everybody. Now, by you trying to make it supposedly for everybody, you're actually excluding a lot of people. And you're making it uncomfortable for a lot of people. But they don't care. Because for them, all they want to do is sell their housing sim. Now, that's really all it is. They want to sell their housing sim. That's what they wanted to be about. You know? They're making the Warcraft gay. They sure are. They sure are. Ms. Bella Games says they pussified WoW and made it less interesting for a lot of people. Exactly. Exactly. Like, World of Warcraft was already for everybody. People were joining the game and they were loving the game for what it was. And the moment they started, like you said, pussifying the game, people checked out. You know, they were checking out more and more every single day. So I don't even know what their numbers are now. I'm sure it's still healthy, like at least enough to make money, but it's nowhere near what they used to be. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere close, you know, and it sucks because I wish that there was another MMO that came out that really could take the reins away from World of Warcraft. And Final Fantasy 14 kind of like didn't take the reins away, but kind of rode the same horse parallel, right? Like they did good enough to be a detriment to them, but not exactly like take the reins away. So I don't know. Check the numbers. I don't know how to check the numbers. I could Google it, but I'm sure they're going to be misrepresented in some way, shape, or form. So, all right, boys, let's next out of this. That's going to be it for the World of Warcraft story. And again, I'm curious if any of you guys still play WoW. Whenever this event drops, definitely take some screenshots, man. Let me see what's going on over there. I'm not going to pay to fucking check this shit out myself. No offense. So let me know. I'm definitely curious about that. Let me know. Is WoW even on Steam? No. WoW's not on Steam. WoW is what most BattleNet users use BattleNet for. You know? Just play it? Fuck no. I'm not going to play this shit.